my name's James Nicholson and welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I want to talk about how you can secure the best mortgage rate. You see, in these uncertain times, we've got rates going up one week, down the next week, and it's really uncertain where things might be. We felt that rates were going to come down at some point this year, but then we've had wars that have started around the world that have put uncertainty. Oil prices potentially could go up. Inflation could reappear, which could cause problems again. So I want to talk to you today about my best tips on what you can do to secure the best mortgage rate, to give you that certainty and make sure that you know that you've got the best rate possible on the market. Now, before we jump into this, as always, if you're new around here, make sure you do subscribe to the channel over there and hit the bell notification. We're on the way to 25,000 subscribers, so really helps if you can do that. And smash the like button or tickle the like button. Do something to the like button. That really helps us with the YouTube algorithm, and it will get more views on this video and help more people. So take a second to do that right now. So, there's a lot of uncertainty around rates at the moment, more so than I can say for a long, long time. And that's down to this persistent inflation that we've had. Now, inflation happened because the government printed loads of money to get us through the pandemic for things like the furlough scheme, bounce back loans and stuff like that. That then meant that we spent more money. We had record savings for a short period of time. And that meant that people just spent a lot of money. It was difficult to get goods from abroad. That meant costs went up. And oil and energy went up because of the Ukraine war and other stuff as well. And that has really driven inflation high. Now, to counter that, the Bank of England has one tool, and that's to raise interest rates, which they did 14 times in a row. Now they've flattened off, but rates are significantly higher than they were 2 years ago. They have dropped compared to last year, but now we're in a period where in December of 23 and January of 24, we had banks fighting over business. They were quiet. They wanted to get our business, so they started dropping rates before the Bank of England, the mortgage rate that you pay. Now they're busier. They're not doing that anymore. And so some of them, in fact, have been putting rates back up. So let's talk about how you can get the best deal and be certain that you've got the best market rate possible. And let's hope that works for you guys. So the first thing I would suggest is to not use your own bank. Now, you can compare the market and you might find that your bank has the best deal, but normally they don't, right? Normally they don't. And so lots of people, there are a good chunk of people that it's just easy, right? So they've already got online banking. They've already got everything, direct debit sorted with their bank already. A lot of people just stick with the bank that they've already got. That isn't always and most likely is not going to be the best rate for you in the market. So that's very, very important. Next is to get a broker. You can use comparison sites to give you a guide on where things are going to be. But a broker is worth their weight in gold. They're not particularly expensive. It might cost you 500 quid when, if you think about, you might be borrowing 100 grand, 200 grand, 300 grand or more. That's peanuts. That really is peanuts comparatively. And what the broker does is you're less likely to get declined for a mortgage application if you go with a broker, because they know each lender. They know how that lender likes to be presented with data. And often it's just a computer says no. So if you present the data in the right way, how that lender looks for that data, you're going to have way more chance of getting that. I use a broker all the time myself. My recommendation is that you get a local broker to you, but the question you've got to ask them is, do they have the whole market? Do they have the majority of lenders on their panel that they can lend money to you from? That's a very, very important question. Do you have the whole market? Very, very important question to ask these people. Now, the reason you want to know that is that some brokers, particularly if they work in an estate agent, for example, near me, there's a Cubit in West, they massively pressurize you to use their own broker in that place. And that isn't a whole market lender, a broker. They have a very short, a very small panel of lenders, and it's not the best way to get the best deal for sure. They're doing that so they get more commission on the sale themselves. Now, when you use a whole market broker or a broker, they can often save a deal. I've just had a deal that's going through at the moment. It's on a property that I've got that has a short lease. I'm waiting for something, a miracle it seems now, over the last few days. But the Conservatives and Labour are talking about improving leaseholds, maybe allowing us to extend to 990 years. So I don't want to extend just yet. So I've gone with a short lease lender, right? They're slightly more expensive. But what my broker did is they helped me actually get the deal on track. We had a valuation. We got downvalued in that, which was okay. We still had enough leverage in that deal. But then they started asking all these different terms and conditions, which wasn't in the original agreement. I was just going to walk away. I spoke to the lender. They wouldn't negotiate with me, but my broker was able to call a manager in that small little lender and actually get things resolved. And so that's where the broker is really, really important. So if you get a partial decline on something, they can often bring things back in line. So always, always, always use a broker. Next, I've talked about this a lot. Apply for your new mortgage 6 months early, right? You can do that. You can apply 6 months early. Not all lenders will do this. Sometimes you can do this with your existing lender. That could be an option. But go and speak to lenders 6 months prior and get a rate fixed. Get an agreement in principle. Get something moving. Now, why would you do that? Well, the rates, you might have the expectation that interest rates are going to drop by the end of the year, and they could. But also inflation could come roaring back, and it means that interest rates could actually go up. So there's the risk on both sides of that. Now, if you agree a deal, fix your rate 6 months before your old deal expires, in that 6 month window, if a better rate comes out, you can often just move on to that better deal with that lender, or some of them might charge you a small admin fee, 100 quid, 200 quid. Who cares? If you can get a rate 0.5% lower, who cares about 100 quid or 200 quid to do that? It's a very, very smart thing to do. Hundreds of you, literally hundreds of you that watch this channel, I've done that since I've been talking about that. So definitely take that on board. Go early to market. And if a better deal comes out before you actually complete, swap onto that. No problem. Also look at the out of market lenders just to get your broker to give you a good comparison. There's two lenders that you should really look at, and that's Yorkshire Building Society and First Direct. These guys do not work with brokers, so go and get a quote off them. Go and see what their rates are. You might be surprised. They might have some really, really good deals. At least know what's out there, right? You should always be looking at all of the options available to you to get the money secured at the best price with the best lender for you. So those are my tips to get the best mortgage deal. Now, I'll ask you a favour, because I'm certain that you know someone that's remortgaging at the moment. Just below here is a little share button. Could you share it and maybe open your WhatsApp and WhatsApp it to somebody, or Facebook message it to somebody? Other people need to know these tips, and we could help lots of people. Let me know if you do share it in the comments. Do comment on the video, anything that I've missed that can also help people. Do subscribe, smash that like button, go and check out some more content on my channel, including this video right here.